And we're talking about what's going on and what's going wrong with Canadian society with Michael Bonner. And you laid it out, and you started to talk about how we have to deal with this because people are despairing. Employers are, employees are, Canadians all over the place are saying, we don't want to be racist, but we need to recapture Canada. So it's not wholesale expulsions because, as you've agreed or recognized, 4.9 people right now, many of them are in Canada. The government has no idea where they are or who they are. Right? So even though we have computers to find everything, all your traffic tickets or mine. Yes. So how are we going to get out of this? Well, you said a few things, how we changed some programs, but is there more?
Apart from getting economic immigration right, and recruiting from, a pool of actual talent, like the proverbial best and brightest,
right?
Apart from doing that, the private sector in Canada needs to be forced, cajoled, incentivized, however you want to say it, to invest in and to employ Canadians.
Shouldn't they want to do that of their own accord? When I hear what you just said, it means some government bureaucrat telling somebody out there making, money or making widgets or doing that job, well, you have to do this. And we have too many bureaucrats telling normal people what to do.
But they're doing that already by giving them an effective subsidy of cheap foreign labor. And that is what needs to stop. That isn't a free market solution at all.
Right.
It's in fact extremely distortionary. Now, exactly how you would do that, I mean, there could be tax incentives, there could be, public rewards of esteem. And
employers want to do the right thing because they want good employees. Because you have good employees, you make more money.
I would agree with that. And as I say in my study, many, many big companies are sitting on piles of cash that they could invest into skills training or hiring Canadians at a higher wage level. That those are the two big things. Now, it would be a shift. It would be a psychological change at the very least to do this. But I heard we just had an election. I heard endless claptrap about elbows up and buying Canadian. Why not hire a Canadian? Where's that? That should be the next slogan. Hire a Canadian.
I think that's a great slogan.
It's a great slogan, but...
Are you saying our politics stink?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I know a lot of people are watching and saying, yeah, they do. But we don't seem to demand better. Okay, so the private sector can do something. I know many people in the private sector now watching this are saying, yeah, no, we'd like to do that, but we're going to have some bureaucrats say you can't do this.
Well,
or we aren't going to license more nurses. We aren't going to license more doctors. And, the proverbial taxi driver in Toronto, and it's hard to get a license as a taxi driver who has a medical degree.
Yeah, well, that's a question of foreign credential recognition, which we also need to fix. So there's foreign credential recognition, which has been a priority of seemingly every federal government there ever has been.
Yeah, seemingly.
Yes.
They talk about it, they do squat.
Yes, but then there's also the internal question that each province likes to maintain a little monopoly on the skilled trades and medicine and things like that.
That's interesting.
All of that needs to go. I mean, why is it easier if you're in, I don't know, say Alberta, why is it easier to recruit someone from halfway across the world than it is to get someone from Ontario? That needs to change.
That's an interesting problem, and it is a real problem. And I know there was a lot of talk about getting rid of not only trade barriers, but also the skills exchange barrier.
So that needs to...
Squat's been done about, though.
That needs to be part of this question of the one economy. I think that's the slogan coming out of Ottawa, one Canadian economy. It has to include mutual skills recognition.
Yeah.
So that you can move freely amongst the provinces. So that you don't have an incentive to look abroad. You can look at home.
Well, I mean, that's
first.
That's absolutely unique. But I mean, again, I think I'm running out of time here, but is it the Canadian phenomenon that we talk about these things and do nothing about it?
If that's the Canadian phenomenon, it needs to change.
Okay. That's it. We need to change. Michael Bonner, thank you very much. Good discussion about a serious problem, immigration, the Canadian society, and how we're going to fix it. And I just see that number going down there now. In some ways, it's going to be my ears saying, LeDrew, you're out of time. I'm out of time. Thanks for watching.